Today on Candy Jack's Toy Box, we're going to be talking about these interesting figures that have been, I guess, making kind of a bit of a stir at the Dollar Tree, provider of all your high-quality items that are $1 or less. These are the Final Faction action figures. I'm not really sure what a faction is, but I do know that this is going to be the last of them. So I don't know the exact history of how these things came to be, but it looks like for a product that's being sold at the Dollar Tree, they did put quite a bit of work into the world building. You know, it's not just like neat looking action figures. They actually, like if you look at the back of the cards here, they have whole backstories for each character. You can buy accessory packs. I didn't buy the entire line. I didn't think I really needed to do that. I just thought I'd buy enough to kind of get a feel for things and be able to talk about it. Yeah, what did I get here? Well, I got, I'll have little bios here. Where is it? Living in the mountains of East Asia. Shift was groomed to be, I actually see this too good. Groomed to be a warrior from childhood. Trained in every form of combat. It's actually a little depressing to think that you just, entire childhood just thrown in the garbage just so you can, trained to be a warrior. Maybe that's not what she wanted. More to that. I'm not going to read that whole thing. What's the bad guy got? Karn, I think that's how it's pronounced. The Karn have very advanced technology that are ominous. I'm really struggling to read right now. I'll be honest, none of this is really that important. If I understand the basic plot behind this, like a meteor or something hit some sort of rock in space and it unleashed alien things or something. Just look it up on YouTube. They made an animated series to go along with it, which I will say is pretty ambitious. I did watch the first episode of the animated series. I don't know how far they're into that. It didn't really suck me in, but I did think it was cute. Decently animated for something to promote Dollar Tree toys, and just kind of silly. Kind of reminded me of a Saturday morning cartoon, but not like the golden age of Saturday morning cartoons. We're not talking about 60s and 70s and 80s, Hanna-Barbera. Kind of more like my childhood of Saturday morning cartoons, which is maybe late 90s, early 2000s, when you get really weird, low budget looking CGI cartoons like Max Steel. That's exactly what this reminds me of, is that kind of thing. First episode was only, I think, 10 minutes long, so, if you want to check it out, it's entertaining enough. One thing I'll have to say, though, is that the series did, it featured, all of the characters that you get in the toy line, but it also showed off a lot of vehicles, like ships and cars and things that go like this, which normally in an action figure line that has a show to promote it, when you have all these vehicles, those are things that you will also get in the toy line. So you can take the action figures and stick them in the vehicles, and yeah, it's just like a self-promotion system, basically. I feel like I think of Masters of the Universe, vehicles that you saw in the show were generally also made as part of the toy line. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out. You can't have these big vehicles and sell those at the Dollar Tree. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to get those at the Five Below. So anyway, they may or may not be planning on doing vehicles somehow. I don't know what the big future plan is for Final Faction. But let's talk about the actual figures themselves now. These are pretty decently detailed for Dollar Tree toys. Dollar Tree does, kind of have a history of making generic crap that's just good enough. These are a little bit above and beyond what I'm used to seeing there. I will say that. And I like this is something I normally wouldn't see on a Dollar Tree toy. This character has these sword holders on her back, and you can actually take the swords out and you can put them in her hand. If I can managed to do that. There you go. But normally, if the swords are in a little holster like this, it's just one solid piece of plastic. It's just for looks. But this is you get two swords that come out plus the holster, so that's 3 individual pieces. So that's her, whatever. Let me look at that again, because her name is Shift. And then the bad one that I have is Arn. It says over here it's a Synthoid. I don't really know. You want to get these at the Dollar Tree yourself and examine the bio sheet thingies on the back there. Okay, so here's this guy though, the Synthoid, I guess. This is pretty decent looking, kind of like creature figure. This is what I got when I, initially purchased him. Hours of fun right there. I mean, if I was a kid and I had like just these two figures, that would be hours of fun. $2 plus tax. Hours of fun. And knowing my parents, they would probably just say like, heck it, just get all of them. They're so cheap. But it gets better, hold on. Because I bought the accessory pack that goes, I guess, for this guy. I didn't really pay attention to what I was buying when I got it, but apparently it worked out. So you can pop his arms off. And then he's got additional arms that you can interchange. This one sticks right in there. I think that's the one I just had on the other side. I don't know, you got options, is basically what I'm saying. Then he also came with these things, which I guess they stick in these holes on his back. And I'm going to assume these are like maybe like blasters or whatever, I don't know. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. They put a lot of work into this for Dollar Tree toys. I mean, like I said, these would be legitimately just hours of fun for me if I was still a kid and I had these. So I'm going to definitely give these a thumbs up. Even some of the crappier Dollar Tree toys, I still find the good in. But these are actually legitimately, like, they amped up the detail. They have some kind of action feature with the interchangeable parts. Yeah, they just did a good job of these. It kind of makes sense that it's gaining some popularity, I suppose. So that's my review of the Final Faction figures, or at least the ones that I picked up. Next week I intend to do that Q&A video. I mentioned it over on an FA post. I'll mention it here too, just in case somebody didn't see that. This is a Q&A to celebrate getting to 50 subs, because why not? I'm not sure how many subs I'll be at by the time this comes out. Maybe it'll be about the same. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to do Q&A. My goal is to try and get at least 5 questions. I have 3 as of recording this, so if I can just get 2 more questions, then I'll do it. So if you have any questions, we can just sort of use this video as a Q&A spot. Just like say like Q&A, and then put your question. I think I can figure that out. Yeah. So that'll be next week. See ya then.